Hi, we're out on our range today, and once again, no, you haven't won a prize. That's a scam. Today we're doing an evaluation of this Nosler ASP ammunition. That's assured stopping power. It's 9x19 with a 124 grain jacketed hollow point projectile, and it was provided to us for testing purposes by the people at Pew Missions. That's P-E-W, Pew Missions in Salem, Oregon. Thank you. So let's start with me showing you a close-up of what this ammunition looks like. And there it is, and I've got to say it's just a very typical looking 9x19 jacketed hollow point. Anytime we evaluate ammunition, we have to have other ammunitions with which we can compare it. So we're going to compare our Nosler ASP ammunition with our Federal Premium 9x19 124 grain HydroShock hollow point and our Sig Sauer Elite Defense 9x19 124 grain jacketed hollow point. And we'll start with some tedious chronograph analysis. The test pistol I'm using today is a Beretta 92FS, and I'm going to start with our Sig Sauer ammunition. $11.60, $11.82, $11.91, $12.05, and $11.72. Let's try another type of ammo. And now our Federal Premium ammunition. $10.24, $10.60, duplicate $10.60, $10.31, $10.56, and $10.58. Now let's try our Nosler ammo. And now our Nosler ASP ammunition. $9.81. $10.27. $10.22. $10.02. $10.42. $10.19. and $10.38. Let's go crunch the numbers. Well, I crunched the numbers, and here they are. And of course, it comes with the normal caveats that chronographs don't always agree with each other, and certain environmental factors like ambient temperature and elevation can affect chronograph results. And the results I got were with the ASP ammunition a mean velocity of 1,018. Now remember, these are 124 grain projectiles. We expect the velocity to be a little lower than the 115s that I more commonly shoot. So that velocity might not be as bad as it looks. However, it is 30 feet per second less than the 1,048 we got with the Federal ammunition, and it's 164 feet per second less than the 1,182 we got with the SIG ammunition. And remember, the SIG ammunition is not rated as plus P. So that velocity, I'm going to have to say, is disappointing. And as far as it being assured stopping power, at this point it's not all that assured. I have 3 targets set up, and I'm going to shoot these from about 20 yards with my Beretta 92FS, and I'll shoot with the ASP and the Federal and the SIG ammunition. But today I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm not going to make you sit through watching each projectile hit the target. Now here's our group with our ASP ammunition, and that's a good group. My point of aim is right here, so it's pretty far off my point of aim, but when you change ammunitions, you may change your point of impact. Now by contrast, with our Federal ammunition, my aiming point is still right here, and not only is it high, but that's a very poor group. But when we look at our SIG ammunition, my point of aim is again right here. That's pretty close to my point of aim and a very good group. This one that's high really was just me. Now the group I got with this Federal ammunition is bad enough that I have to wonder, was the ammo really that bad, or was that just me? So we're going to put up a new target, shoot another group with the Federal ammunition, and again, I won't make you sit through watching me shoot it. Here's our second group with the Federal ammunition, and I can say this shot really was just me, but our group much better. So the first group with the Federal ammunition, yeah, it really was just me. Now a side note, the question comes up that when I'm doing accuracy comparisons, why don't I put the pistol in some kind of vise or shoot from a rest? Because it's not just about the accuracy of the ammunition. It's about the accuracy that can be achieved with this ammunition by the average shooter. So we saw that our AS ammunition had a slightly greater point of impact shift than our other ammunitions did, and a lower velocity. But what it really comes down to is effectiveness on the intended target. And so to test that, we're going to use our meat target. Now, for those who haven't seen it before, the meat target is leather couch skin, followed by pork steak pectorals, pork ribs, bag of oranges to simulate lung tissue, more pork ribs on the back, 4 layers of t-shirt on the front, 4 layers on the back, and the whole thing followed by the new and improved high-tech fleece bullet stop. And I'm going to shoot this from 7 yards with my Beretta 92FS, which is loaded with our Nosler ASP ammunition 9x19 124 grain jacket at hollow point. And let's see what kind of effect I get. Well, I've got the meat target taken apart. The ribs on the front of the target have 9mm holes in them. Where projectiles hit the ribs, shattered them. We see what I'm going to call moderate damage to our orange lung tissue. Our ribs on the back of the target have 9mm holes in them, slightly bigger because the bullets have expanded, and where projectiles hit ribs, broke them. Now let's take a close-up look at these projectiles. And here's our projectiles, and you can see that the expansion is moderate and fairly uniform, and 3 of the 4 projectiles lost their jacket. Now we have a new meat target set up, and I'll shoot this from 7 yards with our Federal Premium 9x19 124 grain HydroShock hollow point. Well, I've got the meat target taken apart, and this time let's start with a close-up of what the projectiles look like. With our Federal HydroShock projectiles, we see they all kept their jacket, and the expansion is very uniform and pretty good, and just a little bit more expansion than what we got with the Nosler, except for this one projectile that didn't expand at all because this hollow point was very badly clogged with cloth. So compared to our Nosler ammunition, our Federal ammunition had a little bit more velocity, and except for the one projectile that had cloth clogging, so no hollow point expansion, our other 3 projectiles had just a little bit more hollow point expansion. And so what we see looking at our meat target is just a little bit more damage. A little more damage to the ribs on the front of the target. A little more damage to our orange lung tissue. A little more damage to the ribs on the back of the target, and just a little bit more penetration. As where the others were all stopped by the t-shirt on the back of the target, a couple of these made it through to the 2nd or 8th layer of fleece. Okay, one more meat target. We'll shoot this from 7 yards with our Sig Sauer Elite Defense ammunition, and let's see how elite it is. Well, I have the meat target taken apart, and with the Elite Defense ammunition, the ribs on the front of the target have a lot bigger holes in them, and where projectiles hit ribs, pulverize them. Our orange lung tissue has significantly more damage. The ribs on the back of the target, by now the bullets have slowed down a lot, so there's just holes in there. And all of our projectiles were stopped by the 1st layer of fleece. Now let's take a close-up look at the projectiles. And here's our projectiles. Their penetration was very uniform, their expansion is very uniform, and it's very good expansion. So the Nosler ASP ammunition, one thing to add, it's been pointed out to me that while filming this, every time I've tried to say the word ASP, it's come out sounding a little bit different. My apologies, that might be a Freudian slip because this ASP ammunition reminds me of another ASP that's disappointed me. And that's just what I found about this ammunition. It's a little bit disappointing. Seems to work okay, but it's nothing special. Now, our Federal Premium ammunition, yeah, it seems to work okay, but premium isn't a word I'd use. While our Sig Elite Defense, it might be a little bit elite. Real bottom line is this. Is the Nosler ASP ammunition the right ammo for me? No. Is it the right ammo for you? You be the judge. So as always, don't try this at home on what you call a professional, and thanks for watching the Nosler Assured Stopping Power Ammunition Review video.